Welcome back to Vegas Day Drinkers, episode 29, where today we ask you these compelling questions and more. 40 gas pumps appeared overnight in the desert, but was it a convenience or a clue to something bigger brewing in the Southwest? What lies behind those shining red price signs? Taylor and Travis, a match made in the headlines, but was this a love story for the ages or a publicity stunt with more smoke than fire? And if it's real, who's really pulling the strings? A yellow brick road winds its way not to Kansas, but to Las Vegas sphere. But when the curtain rises, will the magic still dazzle? Or will the wizard be revealed as just another man behind the screen? Once the Strip was alive with neon and feathers, now the lights dim and the stage is thin. But is the business truly fading, or is it a shadow market waiting in the wings? Lasso beard, we've got Darren Benjamin beard. TikTok live for the second time this week, second time ever.
Or no, it's Mr. Beard.
Yes, to you.
Mr. Beard.
So we're recording live on TikTok, like I just said, for the second time. So comment below. I can't really see the comments from here because we don't have the studio set up yet, but let us know how we're doing.
No, we have the studio set up. It's just not for professionals.
TikTok studio.
Oh,
they have
gotcha,
the whole
gotcha.
features section and everything.
Oh,
so
gotcha. I see you learn something new every day.
if you're coming to us for the first time, this is Darren. I'm Chris. We're Vegas Day Drinkers. We do a podcast every week or thereabouts where we talk topical Las Vegas. We talk drinking in Las Vegas. We are promoting our sometime in the near future elevated curated pub crawls and event happenings. So this is going to be episode 29. We're recording also for the YouTubes and many other platforms, podcast.
So follow us on Facebook. Number one, if you want to learn where those events are going to be, and when we have merch and whatever, it'll all be available in that area.
If you have any questions, we're questions at vegasdaydrinkers.com. So just email us those or hit us on the talk. And this is going to be, like I said, episode 29. We're going to call this one, Will She, Won't He? What Do You Say, Joe? Which is a little homage to Mr. Maloney.
Oh, Mr. Maloney.
So topical things we're going to talk about real quick. The new Costco, Taylor and Travis, the Cracker Barrel logo, Wizard of Oz at the Sphere open this week, Nevada hacked, A's to play in Las Vegas next season for a few games.
Not Nevada Hacks. Nevada Hack.
Which is what we are.
Yes.
The history of the Cincinnati Reds from a query that came in from our friend Dez. The July numbers just came out from Las Vegas with guest numbers down, gaming up. Talk about that. Online gaming channels, kind of, is that driving some of the gaming mechanism in Las Vegas? And then the state of strip clubs in Las Vegas in 2025. And to be wrapped.
Strip club in forever.
Me either. So what are they?
Well, I know where they are.
Yeah, they're clubs adjacent to the strip, right?
Yeah.
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 And then the the Cheers, season one, the finale, part 1 and 2.
That was a good pun.
You like that?
Yes.
And then we have a special third part today where we did an interview with Nevada legend Joe Maloney, Maloney, geez. John Maloney. Maloney, who spent his time in the casinos of Las Vegas through the years. So we have a sit-down chat with him, 45 minutes. So buckle up. This might be a good one.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
Yep.
Let's go.
The sun is up, time to embark. Forget the rules, we'll make a mark. From bar to bar, the world's our stage. With Darren and Chris, we're turning the page.
And we're back. Vegas Day Drinkers, episode 29. Will she, won't he? What do you say, Joe? Got a tall boy today. I ran out of time on the way over here. So sip, socialize, shine. DB.
805, representing California, huh?
Yeah, little blonde ale. Firestone Walker.
I like 805. Not bad. What's their IPA called?
The Merlin?
I don't remember.
Firestone Walker? Look at
Cheers.
that.
Good pour.
Yeah. Prost. It's almost that time of year.
Not bad at all.
All right. So here
I
we
like
go.
these pints, courtesy of Mr. Science himself.
Yeah, the proper 20 ounce. This week in Las Vegas, new Costco opened, Buffalo in the 215. You've already been.
Yeah, nice. 50 pumps, right? Did we say 50 pumps?
50 pumps.
For those of you that still have to pay for gas.
Yes.
I do not. I just have gas.
And then from what we've been told, as of yet, the biggest Costco yet in the country. No, I don't. No.
I you know what? I ran into the guy that was like
facts and myths.
Well, one of the guys that was head of the team that built the thing, and he said there's bigger, but it is big. I don't remember the exact numbers, but he said he just built one larger in Utah or something like that.
Damn Mormons.
But I don't remember that he gave me a fact. He said that they have 90 days to build the whole entire building.
Yeah, that thing went up
Build
fast.
the whole thing out, like the building, the parking lot, the gas station, everything, all 90 days. And they have to hand it over to Costco, the workers, in 90 days.
I mean, fundamentally, it's a warehouse, so there's not a lot of structure inside per se, but it is pretty impressive how fast they get those things up.
For what they do, it's awesome.
And what did you tried something? When you
Oh,
were
they
there?
have a new calzone. I don't know if it's even rolled out at all the stores, but they have a calzone in the cheap hot dog department. I went and got a hot dog. It ended up costing me $130. Thank you, Costco, for that. That was wonderful.
The science works.
Yes. Yes, the calzone, which was awesome, $6.99. Like you can't beat it. The only thing it was missing was a marinara. So just make sure you have some on hand.
Yeah, which I'm surprised because my dad is Mr. Costco. I mean, that man's shop, he goes and walks the aisles 2-3 times a week.
Oh, really?
He's dialed in with the people that work in the sections, and they came down Thursday night, and I'm like,
surprising to me, like how much stuff do you really need? Your parents' age, like stock up, man. Or is it just is it just a thing, Midwest thing?
I think it is. Yeah, I mean, we're conditioned for it, so.
The long winter is coming.
I mean, we
must fill the pantry full of jumbo-sized Cheeto cheese balls.
From the house of Lannister and signs. I mean,
I do appreciate now, going with the day drinking thing, I do appreciate their liquor section, which is fantastic. So that is, I think, worth the price of admission.
And then obviously the membership, if you have the black card membership, you go in an hour early at 9 o'clock. And then again, the gas prices are always very competitive in the marketplace, so I do appreciate that too.
If you pay for it.
You have to pay for it, of course, yes. But, what do those $6.99 blueberries really get you, So,
yeah, exactly.
Not to be usurped from anything else, but bigger news this week.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. My hack from previous episodes, I think one of our videos, it mentioned it. You have to scan your card now. You can't just walk in anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So if you find an old card on the ground, you can't just walk in and say, hey, give me a hot dog. You're not allowed anymore. You have to scan in, and if you don't, you have to go out. They actually have it set up outside now, where you can't even go into the Costco.
Oh, really? See, so he's been there, I haven't, but I know just from last year, because there was a lot of people that did not have memberships that were hacking, quote unquote, as you said, the system and going in there. Because again, for $1.50 for a pound hot dog is probably one of the best deals in the valley, and if you get 2 of those, I mean, you're pretty full, so you can be. And it's not nutrient dense, obviously. It's not the $6.99 blueberries or whatever they cost.
That was my go-to when I was in in dire straits in my youth. Get the hot dog. It was $1 back then.
You knew Mark Knopfler?
Shut up, Chris Science.
Yeah, but yeah, they really. I think there was complaints from existing club members at non-club members, and then of course going to the low-lying fruit. Well, why do we have to pay and not get to or have to wait in queue longer?
Oh, poor people. Cry be a river. Anyway, enough of that.
Costco. First part of the week when we fully expected, as we are in the Labor Day weekend 2025, college football is full go today as we record. Ohio State plays Texas.
That's the big match, right?
Yeah, fully expecting Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones to make nice before the 52-man roster cut. And then your favorite high school English teacher and your favorite high school gym teacher go and get married. Or engaged, excuse me.
Engaged, yeah.
Travis Kelce and
Taylor Swift.
Engaged as of hits the newswire Tuesday morning.
I want to just say real quick, if my kid ever sees this, I told you so. Because as soon as they met and started hanging out, I saw them together, and I was like, he's the one. She's going to get married to him, and they're going to have babies. And sure enough, I mean, about a year later?
2.
2 years? Has it been 2 years already?
Yeah, just like that.
I called it. I should have put Vegas odds on it because I would have been rich.
Yeah, so 2 years in, both 35 years old. About to start the new season.
One's a millionaire, one's a billionaire. I'll let you guess which one.
Yeah, he just thought there was a bunch of zeros in the prize.
Yeah.
You know.
I wonder what that prenup's going to look like.
Oh, well,
How many pages?
I read that. So she wore, I think, a Ralph Lauren dress. It was depending upon where you read, anywhere from $500,000 to a $5 million rare earth mineral ring.
Wow.
And then a Cartier watch. As of doing some research midweek, the Ralph Lauren dress was already sold out online. So I think it sold out within the day.
Chris, I didn't know you cared so much.
Just things that pop.
Wow. I didn't know you were standing Taylor Swift that hard.
Yeah, don't tell somebody.
Yeah.
When you
I am a Taylor Swift stan. I love Taylor Swift, much like my friend Dave Portnoy.
Yeah.
He's a huge Taylor Swift stan. And Adam McMullins, go see Adams. If you love Taylor Swift and you love Irish pubs, go see Adam at the
or
pub.
wrestling, which again is back in Las Vegas next year, back-to-back years.
Speaking of wrestling, do you think Jason Kelce could be a professional wrestler?
I mean,
he's got kind of yoked lately.
Yeah, the world is their oyster at this point.
Oh my gosh.
So that's that TNT.
Just think about that family. That family has gone up. They're like, you know what? I imagine in 50 years there's going to be like a Taylor Kelce kid that's going to run for president, or Kelce kid.
Perhaps. We were talking about this the other day too. Do you think Travis takes her last name?
No.
Okay.
No. She's a traditional girl. She'll take his last name.
Yeah.
I think
Travis
she'll
Swift.
take the name, but professionally she'll still be Taylor Swift.
Travis Swift sounds like a bad 80s sitcom character name.
And he's the man. I mean, that's just, I don't want to talk about, it's not, it's traditional,
Speaking of men, let's talk about Cracker Barrel and their logo, not logo.
Oh, God, this is so stupid.
Yeah. So early last week, Monday, we're not even a week removed from it, Cracker Barrel comes out with a new logo where they've removed the old man that's sitting on the front porch.
Yeah.
Whittling.
And created a terrible logo that looks like not even worse than Denny's.
I mean, we have our own beliefs about, Chat GPT and AI and all that, but I mean, they literally, if you paid a major design firm to do that logo, I would ask for a refund.
It was bad. But the new stores, so this being said, my take from it was is that the old logo is very Southern and very don't take this the wrong way, people, but very, rednecky.
So, yeah.
And so Cracker Barrel expanding into the North, it opens more doors for them with that silly new logo. That being said, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
We've lost how many logos over the last couple of years, in rebrandings, and guess what, folks?
And
rebranding's been going on since the beginning of time, so just get over it.
I was telling you the other day when we were kind of talking about topical subjects for the podcast. I remember as a kid going to Disney World and stopping in, the home base of I want to say Murfreesboro, Tennessee, or somewhere down in Tennessee for sure. And Cracker Barrel, again, the country store was great. You kind of just wander through there. And late summer, they would always have some little Christmas stuff out. So it just had that feel good vibe. And the food was, again, down home Southern cooking good. And then there's one up in North Vegas. I think there's 2 or 3 in Vegas right now. I went with my parents a couple years ago, and absolutely fucking yuck.
I mean, I just it's like Denny's or Waffle House or Cracker Barrel. They're all the same thing to me. I mean, Cracker Barrel, I guess, would be the higher end, because of the country store and it looks a little more decoed out. But I sent you a take on that I found interesting. It was that all like McDonald's and Pizza Hut and all these buildings nowadays, they all look exactly the same, and that was part of the rebrand of Cracker Barrel. They all look this kind of in these same cookie cutter buildings.
Yeah.
And I found that take interesting. Talked about private equity, and they got to make the most of their investment, so they own the land. So if they have to close a unit, you don't want it to be that close an old unit that looks like, because you and I both know, you drive by that old building and you're like, oh, that used to be a Taco Bell way back in the day.
Sure.
But now they all look exactly the same, because these companies, if we move into this neighborhood and it just doesn't work out, they can close it and they can rebrand it as something else instantly, sell the land, or lease it out to a Euro shop or a vape shop, as they do here in the Valley.
I mean, I don't have enough vape in my day.
Yeah, I'm telling you. No, more tutti frutti.
So Cracker Barrel up and down with that logo in a week, but I guess the public spoke out and they rescinded.
I'm in the I don't give a damn.
Yes.
What about you?
I'm in the I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, again, it was so unfathomably not tasty that I was like, I don't ever have to go here again.
I mean, if you're going for breakfast, you just, who cares, you know? But if you're going for like pot roast,
well, and that's part of the reason too, is because they've lost market share over the years. Because they said, because like, I mean, you've witnessed this in the Valley. There's every strip mall has like a cracked egg or the egg slut or something. These places that, you know, breakfast is a mechanism here. You know, that 6 to 3, you know, the Black Bear, the diner, whatever. You know, and they're just food is exponentially better, and they're maybe not as big, but I don't think rebranding your logo is going to change the mindset of the breakfast customer.
You know, if you want to get a little bit deeper into it, I'll make this quick. I think that with the advent of like cooking channels and celebrity chefs, and you have these people that are going to these restaurants, they're these cooks that are going and working in these restaurants, learning the trades, and they're like, hey, I've made a bunch of money working here in Las Vegas, and I've learned from, you know, Guy Savoy. I'm going to go and open a French bakery here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So here in Las Vegas, we have tons of options, and you know, so like if you don't ever have to go to a Cracker Barrel unless, you know, like your old Mima's in town and she wants Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, speaking of Cracker Barrel and things like that, I mean, how about Circus? That little number we posted last week. We were talking about that.
Man.
I don't know, no segue per se, but we just kind of look at some of the metrics of the social media, and you know, we get a little drunk with our own excitement. You know.
Well, I'll bring you right back down to earth, Chris. Like, if either one of us had pretty boobies, I mean, I kind of got man boobies, but like, if either one of us had pretty boobies, those numbers would be like 3-4 times the amount. So it's kind of ridiculous. We have fun. We do a little production here, but all you have to do is jump up and down and squeeze them together.
Yeah.
And
well, as I cross my arms, we're earnest and we're real, and we take out our own trash. God damn it! So, how about this? 2 nights ago, the Wizard of Oz reformatted, like reduced in minute overall, right? Premiered at the Sphere.
they took like 30 minutes out,
Did they?
I believe.
Okay. Yeah. Like,
I haven't seen
what
it
was
yet.
it like? The original theatrical release was 109 minutes, and this was like 77. Or something?
Yeah, because they have to keep the thing right around 2 hours. You know, that's the Vegas 90-minute show with 15-minute in, 15-minute out.
Yeah, because they want to get multiple showings a day. I
Yeah.
get it, and it's here for what, a month? Not even.
I don't know, but so like I love the Wizard of Oz. It brings back a lot of memories of like the holidays. It used to always play on NBC or something like that back when we were kids. And it would always play right around Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Back before the old days, before VCRs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I really would like to see this because I think it looks cool. Our buddy Angry Dave poo-pooed it. He said he was there for some demos, and he said it looked terrible. But he, he's angry, so I won't, But I looked at tickets, and you know what the cheapest ticket was?
$110.
I looked for like a random Tuesday, and it was $230.
Oh my gosh.
For a 90-minute movie, people. Like, it's insane. Now, ask me again if they did Star Wars,
Yeah.
and then I'd be like, $230? Yeah, I'll go twice.
Well, I guess that's the thing, right? Is the brain stroke of whatever one gets you to finally pull the trigger. Like, I'd never do this, but it's Star Wars, but I would never do this, but it's Star Trek. Or,
I posted on somebody's social media, like, I'd rather see this, because they were posting all about the Sphere, and the answers, I said, bring on Star Wars, and people were like, I want to see Transformers, and I'm like, oh my God, really? Like,
Yeah.
like 4 people would go. People were saying Jaws. People were saying what was the other one?
Deep Throat.
That'd be a little bit weird, man.
You got some freaks out there, and it's Vegas.
Well, yeah. Have you ever watched The Boys?
Yeah, I have.
You know that scene?
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Yeah, that could be brought to life in the Sphere.
Yeah. You have everyone walking into Deep Throat at the Sphere in a trench coat and a fisherman's
Oh
hat.
God! Did you hear about that? The guy that got busted wanking it at a Korn concert?
No.
That happened like yesterday. Some guy got caught wanking it, and some guy punched him in the head. He stopped. The cops came. They kicked both those guys out.
Sir, that's not your ear, Corn.
Dude, you should see this video. It's like, this disturbing. He's like, the guy that posted it was like, this guy went full on Pee Wee at the Korn concert.
I'm dropping.
Rest in peace, Pee Wee.
I'm dropping Ralph Lauren, like dresses are selling out for $450, and you're dropping.
Going full on Pee Wee in the Korn concert.
Yeah, flogging the corn at the Corn.
It's all class and ass here.
Yeah, stay classy, Vegas Day Drinkers. Don't forget questions at vegasdaydrinkers.com. Did you see last Sunday, the state of Nevada and various agencies got hacked?
I did see that.
And still, from my understanding, still shut down. Like DMV for sure. So, and then they went into their cyber attack mode. And were you saying that they reached out? They didn't just think it was some kid in the basement. That this was a well thought out.
Yeah, it's a coordinated ransomware attack. It's an attack, and they locked everybody out because guess what? When you're not allowed to spend money in government and you can't update your systems, you run old systems, and somebody got in through I don't know what it's called. I'm not a hacker, but ransomware where they fish for passwords. They get an admin and then they lock everything out. And so they did a press conference the other day where they were kind of like, they didn't really get any answers. But basically, all of our information was exposed, and they're not gonna pay a ransom, obviously. So they're gonna have to build the whole entire system up.
Which, the DMV is such a choice opportunity anyway that I'm sure that this is just going to be.
So it goes along with like what's going on in our government right now with like Doge going into the Social Security Administration. Not that I'm making it, about politics here, one side or the other. But if I were you, I would put a hold on your. If I was anybody, I'd put a hold on your credit, especially if you're not going to be using it constantly, just because of all these massive leaks. Because they have our driver's license numbers, our social security numbers, they have everything. And I'm not a paranoid person at all because I watch all this stuff and I protect everything. But, better safe than sorry.
Not that this is going to be a segue for LifeLock, but lifelock.com for your personal. Ask Stephen Rafferty about that.
Just do what Chris and I do and drink.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah. That wasn't my driver's license.
No, whatever.
That was my fishing license.
On a lighter note, they will be freezing all penalties and fees and whatnot while this is going on. So, if you have a ticket and you're supposed to be paying it and you don't have a lot of money, hey, guess what? You're not going to have to deal with it for a little bit.
There you go. On a lighter note, the Oakland Athletics, which will soon be the Las Vegas Athletics, as far as we know,
I can't wait to see the Mariners play here.
We'll be playing multiple games in Las Vegas next year. So, kind of as a preparatory run up to when the stadium will be open in 2028.
I'll be at the Aviators tonight watching the game.
Will you really?
Yeah.
Brian hooking you up?
No, I didn't ask. It's $20 a ticket. I mean, really, who cares?
Okay.
I will.
So I would imagine that they're going to play in the Las Vegas ballpark up in Summerlin. When the Aviators are out of town or on an away game. I'm sure that'll.
Do you think they could fit it in? I mean, they could. Do you think they could do it in Allegiant? Find a way.
I'm sure. That's a big. Well, maybe. Why not?
I mean,
68,000.
There's got to be at least 25 A's fans out there.
Well, you go get that, and you get a couple teams that have significance in MLB right now, like the Dodgers with Ohtani, or like Cubs historically always have a good fan base.
I really wish they would have just rebranded and made it a Las Vegas team because I hate bringing these teams over. Like I hate the Raiders. No offense to Raiders fans, but you just leave the Raiders in Oakland and then bring a Las Vegas team. And the A's, I could care less, but I am happy to see the Mariners here in town for sure. But the A's, I could care less. I could absolutely care less.
Yeah, and you're Mariners.
If they rebranded as a Las Vegas team and they created their own history, I might be in. But like everybody here in town has their own team already.
And your Mariners, the catcher just surpassed Salvi Perez as most home runs by a catcher in MLB history.
He's got right? I think he's over 50 now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. Big, what do they call him? The big dumper? Big dumper.
Sure, yeah. Not that well into the Mariners organization. Continuing with baseball, our friend Des, who we used to work with, was like a talking point of baseball as we kind of get ready for the postseason, as we go into September. Where everyone starts watching a little more intently who's in the wild card race, who's at the top of the division, who's not. Obviously, out here on the West Coast, you have San Diego, Padres and Dodgers going neck and neck. Kind of have my Royals in the middle of the hunt for the wild card, like 2 or 3 games back, I believe, right now, as I looked the other day, but I don't know because I'm not real time into it.
Okay.
But he talked about the formation of the Cincinnati Reds back in the late 1800s, and he thought this was an interesting fact that he'd like to share with the
day drinkers are doing baseball history now.
Yeah.
I love it.
In 1876, Cincinnati helped give birth to the National League, but almost as quickly as it began, the city's team was cast out, banished for selling beer and playing ball on Sundays. To the league's brass, it was indecency. To Cincinnati's working men and the German immigrants, because you can't take the German beer away from the beers from the German.
Yes, no.
It was tradition, and in the middle stood the Reds, expelled before the new rules had even taken effect. Most towns would have let the game fade, not Cincinnati. A fiery newspaperman, O.P. Kaler, and a defiant businessman, Justice Dorner, refused to let baseball die in the Queen City. Out of half-empty hotel meeting and a clever bluff, they birthed the rival circuit, the American Association, where the National League banned beer, the new league poured it. So as we drink our beer, back in the day, we couldn't go to a baseball game in Cincinnati.
It's just crazy to think of how much stuff changes over time.
Yeah, where the National League outlawed Sundays, the AA filled the ballparks. To the establishment, it was chaos. To Cincinnati, it was home. So kind of a full circle, us drinking beer, a little bit of baseball history, obviously.
I've got a little Cincinnati fan in me because I went to Ken Griffey Jr.'s first game at the Kingdome many moons ago.
Okay.
Which was also, I believe, the first father and son duo playing, and of course his father was famous for playing in the Cincinnati Reds, and
Sure.
he went on to play for the Reds after his career in the Mariners.
Okay.
But retired, I believe. Griffey retired a Mariner, though.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's that.
So a little baseball history knowledge. I mean, more of that you can obviously find out there on a quick Google search or Chat GPT-5.
Did you see that card that got sold for like $20 million? Not a baseball card, but the Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant card.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, yeah.
$20 million or something like that.
Yeah.
A sports card.
I mean, these kind of, I mean, baseball cards and basketball cards have always been around, but these markets now that they're just where these people had, I don't know, from the pandemic money or what, it's just these excessive, exorbitant costs, and like, you know,
They bought this. Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank fame bought this card with
Mr.
three
Wonderful.
other people.
Mr. Wonderful.
Well, I wouldn't call him that, but
Okay.
but hey, name yourself, buddy. I'm Mr. Beard, or what's my nickname?
The Beard.
The Beard. Name yourself, buddy. Mr. Wonderful. Fucking ego. Tell me you're a narcissist without telling me you're a narcissist.
Oh, you should see my wine collection. That's what he
Is
says.
he a wrestler? No, he's rich, so I guess you get to do whatever you want when you're rich. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, he bought it with three people. I don't know who the other two people were, but I'm like, what do you like? Do you cut it in three pieces, or do you get it on this holiday? I get it like, isn't it kind of ridiculous?
Equity share, you know. So
Like I get to look at this 3 months out of the year, and you get it 3 months out of the year.
well,
Can I just get a groan, please?
in all honesty, it just goes in a safe deposit box, right?
Just stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Or maybe at Fountain Blue where they have a sports display collection, you know, that you can pay like a ridiculous amount of money for. Because I mean, most places, if you want to go into a gallery and like look at sports memorabilia or artifacts,
Yeah, maybe that's what they're gonna do. Is they're gonna sell viewership of it. Like
Maybe.
you'll be able to go
it
look at it.
it used to be jewels at the Bellagio, and now it's baseball cards at Fountain Blue.
We have gone
Yeah.
so far in life.
Ocean's 18 in theaters 2028.
Instead of cash, they steal a baseball card.
Seriously. As we record this on Saturday the 30th, July numbers came out in the Valley. Guest drops numbers overall are continued on a downward trend. However, gaming continues to be up.
After that whole fiasco, I need a drink.
The airport had its sixth consecutive month of downward, not spiral, that's a bit.
You see, Spirit just claimed bankruptcy again. I'm like, how can you claim a bankruptcy of a bankruptcy?
Is that less than a year?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. But that's the thing. I was talking to somebody this morning, and it was, you know, well, gaming numbers are up, so to the executive or the CEO, like everything's good, right? Because what we're paid to do, we're doing, even though I think that has short-term vision in play because, you know, eventually, I mean, if you're truly catering to the, you know, the new elite, the billion-dollar player, like that's great if you want to fill one casino. But I mean, I know there's more billionaires than ever too, but it's like you can't fill all the rooms in the whole valley with people that their net worth is 1 million plus, you know. I mean,
If I were a celebrity or if I was a rich guy, I would want to come to Vegas now because there's not as many people here.
yeah.
You know, you get paid more attention to, I suppose.
Yeah, but then, you know, it's what.
Or maybe they're just offering better deals to those people.
Maybe. I mean,
Who knows?
well, you know, if it's all player comp or whatever, which kind of is a segue into what I was kind of watching this morning when I was thinking about some things, is like, you know, maybe you don't, not the nickel and dime player, even though you have these like Buffalo machines and these like machines where you're like, oh, it's a penny denomination, but you don't realize that you're spending like $5, you know, because you're playing 500 pennies.
Yeah, I noticed somebody had mentioned something about, you know, I said something about the win having, you know, you play a quarter at a time, and you know, no, they don't have quarters, but they have pennies. But you can bet. I think the lowest bet is like now is like 80 cents or something like that for most of these machines.
Which is three. I mean, if you
if you go all the way up, I mean, I think the max bet on some of those penny machines is like around $80.
Yeah, which is crazy to think, because I mean, it used to be, you know, you would just, you know, slow play the single card Keno at a quarter a push, so you're basically 3 times that amount without even thinking that. Excuse me, that was a real 805 belch.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I was kind of just watching some stuff, because I've noticed over like the last several months, there's more and more people that are coming online in the online space and monetizing their YouTube channels. And I was watching this gentleman today called Mr. Handpay, who I believe is out of Wisconsin. And then there's a couple called Pompsy, Pompsii.
Yeah, there's a
slot
bunch of...
where they just build up their, for lack of better terms, their nut, and they just go in there and they play these like high denom games. I mean, they're doing $60 a pull on some of these games, and you're just like, fortune favors the bold. But I mean, you know,
it also murders them.
Yeah, but I mean, if you hit, you hit, right? And
so that's,
and now you're publishing it, right? You're putting it out there, because, you know, YouTube wants eyes, right? And people sit there. I sat there for 10 minutes to watch these idiots play.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, you know.
Well, you know, they get a following. You know, you get a couple. You know, you monetize, and they can pay for their own gambling.
Well, that's right, and that's probably what they're doing. I mean, I think.
Don't get any funny ideas, people. It's a
slippery slope.
Yeah, it's not like a stock market, you know. Bet it's.
But again, generationally speaking, where last month they came out and they said, you know, less 50% of Americans no longer drink over the age of 40, which was a drastic drop. You know, now you have these casinos that used to never want, you couldn't have a camera out and you'd have security on your butt. Now they're in there like not freely welcoming you.
Yeah, they need to. Back in the day, it was celebrity, or like what was it for back in the day? I know one of the sports books was they didn't want their numbers out. They didn't want other people to see their numbers, so
sure.
They didn't want to take a picture and then take it over to Stardust and be like, oh, this is their line.
And yeah, and by no means is like Oyo the North Star of casinos in Las Vegas, but I mean, didn't they give space to a guy to teach people kind of poker as he was learning poker? So he monetized that, and so
yeah, why not?
Literally, organically. I hate that word. He was learning how to play poker in the space that they were no longer utilized, and he kind of turned it into a studio. And now these people that they get foot traffic from that guy. He's like, oh, where's the room where?
Well, I mean, you think about it, like as a casino owner, you know, you got to reinvent yourself. You got to do whatever. You know, I hate that word too, but you got to go where the money is. So, like, do you stick with traditional media, or do you change to social media?
Sure.
And so, if you're a casino manager, hi, I'm Darren. He's Chris. We'd love to talk to you.
Sure. Yeah.
Is that a shameless plug or what?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if things keep getting slow in the airport, I might be a casino host before you know it. So,
you know, we keep going back and forth with this, and the consensus seems to be that Vegas is dead. And I meant to talk to you about this, and I'd like to get your take on it. And I know we've spoken about this privately. I believe that Vegas will be owned by the natives, the Indian reservation casinos, if you will own Vegas within the next 20 years.
Somebody commented on that on the TikTok the other day, that they said that when Hard Rock opens under the Seminole brand in a couple of years or whatever it is, that they're going to crush it, because they have no operational debt like these casinos. That, you know, if they say Caesars has to make $6 million a day just to break even on their rent.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And, you know, we talked privately too about, you know, like the other day we were talking about, you know, policies of past presidents or whatnot, and like, you know, like, it just seems to me like with everything going on, you know, these companies, like the natives, they take care of their employees. They pay them well. They give them insurance. No union necessary, because they actually give them stuff. You know, it's going to be interesting to see. And they'll just, you know, once they come in and they buy all these places, that's the other thing I was going to say, is I think maybe these casinos, these CEOs know that the natives want to buy them, so they're kind of trying to overvalue them, and they're trying to make them look like bigger than they are.
That's a good point of view. Yeah.
You know, so they have, when they come do buy these things, they're going to have to pay premium for them. So you know, But you look at things like Laughlin or Reno or, like Prim, these places that are off-brand casino, Atlantic City, they're all dead. They're dead. Unless, Laughlin's good on the weekends. They have bike rallies and, people, want to get out of Vegas or, they have their player weekends. And Reno, same thing. Weekends are great. But, the native casinos are killing it. They're providing premium experiences and they're not going away. So
Well, I think I've said this. Currently, the Palms is owned by the Yamava tribe out of California, and they have several locations down in SoCal. And the location here in Las Vegas is kind of like their gold standard, and they funnel people through their mailing list up here as a quick weekend getaway.
Yep.
And again, going back to Mr. Handpay and his Pomsey Slots, they were talking about both of them, and I'm not saying they're exclusive to being like controlling YouTube as far as like high limit slot play, but most of what I was kind of watching very briefly is none of these people really play on the strip. That the pay tables just, or they've lowered, if you were a platinum before or whatever, like the points and all that. So again, it is the Palms, it is the Stations, it is the what else is out there off strip, but
Gold Nugget, the
oh
Rio,
South Point,
all the Station casinos,
South, the Gone properties, Boyd's, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So that they're, I won't say exclusively playing there, but it's just like,
Why would you play at a casino where you have to pay for parking and everything's ridiculously overpriced when you go to a local casino where you don't pay for parking and you get the same odds and you get the same player benefit? Why would you?
Yeah, and like they talked about playing at Durango Station, and if you go to Durango, it's beautiful up there. I was up there a couple of weeks ago at the Sportsman Lounge, just having a quick beer with a couple buddies in town. And then that Nico's Steakhouse, I think it's called up there, is supposed to be just as great as anything on the strip.
I haven't been yet. So
I have not been in there personally, but I looked at the menu placard outside of it. I'm like, well, those are definitely strip prices.
They're already expanding. They're adding a parking garage, and they're
those guys know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Wrapping up, a little fun stuff just kind of came up in small chat today as Survey got ready for work. As we talk about the poo-pooing of Las Vegas, what's your take on the state of strip clubs in 2025 in Las Vegas?
I don't really go. I went like a year ago. I just was right at 303 in the Cut, which, by the way, is an excellent food truck. Their crack fries are fucking legit.
Okay.
And their green chili burrito, my God. And their desserts.
Just because...
I'm just saying, 303 in the Cut, you guys do a great service to this town.
Just because, like, again, generationally speaking, like if alcohol is not a thing in the 20 or 30 year olds and they're doing more edibles, I think it's kind of the same thing with strip clubs. Like I'm not saying it's passe, but it's like, and then Vegas has Vegased it, because it's like a kickback to limo drivers or the Uber drivers, which I was reaching out to some limo friends this morning. To walk in, it's still like they get a kickback to 50 to 100 a head, depending upon where
I used to make good money at McMullen's recommending people.
Yeah.
I think the most I ever made was $550. I got 11 guys to go, and they were doing $100 a pop at the time.
They said, he was telling me that Crazy Horse 3 was still pretty busy, Sapphire, of course Rhino, but Rhino was expensive. Now Crazy Horse 3 has gotten very aggressive again with their promotions, especially on off days to try and get bodies in there, like Taco Tuesdays for $2. I mean, they're doing free buffets on Sunday for NFL.
Brings a whole new meaning to Taco Tuesday, right?
Yeah, it does, yeah. So
anyway, so let me finish. So 303 in the Cut. I went to play it against Sam's, which is like old school Vegas. It's where all the old strippers go to die. Don't take it that the wrong way. They're attractive ladies. They're attractive women. They're just the older women that work in Las Vegas strip clubs.
Great personalities.
100%. And I won like $200 while I was in there waiting for my crack fries, and I got a lap dance. She was awesome. She was great. But it was just pretty basic, and I was like, that was fun. I'm glad I did it. But like, I just have no desire, to be honest with you. I will say a friend of mine that was he was into strip clubs a lot. He unfortunately has passed, but he loved him some strip clubs.
Yeah.
And he said that Chatterbait and like these OnlyFans and all these places have ruined strip clubs because girls don't even they just get up, do their makeup, they turn their camera on, and that's all.
The clubs have ruined the strip clubs too, because you're getting worked for like, one thing that Mike did say was like, he goes, none of the guests want to pay the cover charge. So it's how you cleverly disguise it. So I think Crazy Horse right now
Yeah,
is...
it's a 2-drink minimum, and it's...
No, but you come in for 35, but it includes 1 drink. You
Yeah.
know, so like, okay, so now your cover charge is kind of 10, because if your mind necessitates like a drink is 25, because that's kind of what it is on the strip,
Yeah.
right? So now you're making that concession. But then you get in there, if you get the Crazy Horse dollars or whatever they call their own currency or whatever, and then there's a processing fee and a this fee, and I mean it's a microcosm of what a lot of people think the city is right now, is that from the moment they step in to pay that cashier girl, it's just a hustle and a work the whole time they're in there, you know,
Yeah.
and it's like you're
Well, that's why I don't like strip clubs, because I've been a bartender for 32 years, and the hustle is real. And I know those girls are only there. They're not there because they're like, oh, I want to get naked in front of these creepy guys and make money. Like, they are there to make money, and that is it.
yeah.
So, like, when I go in there, when I'm bartending, when I used to hustle, when I used to have the hustle in me, that's all I want. I'm trying to make money. And so I'm nice to you because I want to make money. I mean, that's not strictly why I did it. I love bartending and I love talking. So Chris knows. So it was just a natural fit for me. But yeah, these people are just there to make money. So it's a hustle, and I'm not there to be hustled.
Yeah. But like my buddy Chip that's passed, he used to be a security guy at some of the famous clubs out in LA before he moved here. And he would he would go to Crazy Girls in Hollywood and, this and all the the ones you hear about in a Motley Crue video or something. Mm-hmm. And he's like, it used to be just go in, like these dudes used to go out and record in the afternoon on the Sunset Strip, and they go over to Crazy Girls and just have a couple beers. And it's like everybody's kind of hanging out. And now it's like, I get it. We all fundamentally understand what the girls are there to do. They're there to make money.
Hey man, if you're in your 20s and it's a bachelor party, fucking go have a great time. Like,
right, but there's like,
it's just not. I'm not the market anymore.
The nuance. That's absolutely correct too. But the nuance of it is like there is no nuance anymore. It's like you don't want to lap dance and get the fuck out of my zone or whatever.
Actually, I might be the market, like lonely, divorced, 50-year-old men. That might actually be the market, but I'm not buying folks.
What's your strip club song?
I don't have one. I never did.
No. Okay. All right. I didn't know if you had one pre-dialed up for the DJ.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. All right. Strip clubs. So I was reading an article. They call it the stripper index, but year over year, it's been down about 12% since last year in Las Vegas specifically.
There is such a thing?
Yeah. Says a reputable news source whose name I can't remember currently. Well, it was something like The Independent or something, one of the British papers. So
Chris,
yeah,
that's the number.
It wasn't the Daily Mail.
That's a number I don't need and don't care. But I will say, proof positive that OnlyFans is changing the game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if these girls just go in fundamentally and use the strip club as a front loader to be like, oh, meet in person, and then sit there when you're in VIP or bottle service or even out on the general
What's
floor.
that say about the male culture in general? Like, we're not getting into that right now, but like that you can't go talk to a girl, you have to talk to them online and pay them for their friend. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Like, if I want to talk to a girl, I'm just going to go talk to a girl.
Well, yeah, I mean, culturally, we could talk about that, and we could talk about what our buddy Scott Galloway talks about how like they've,
Speaking of, I was at work. This is before I took my bid, but this gal, just speaking of like relationships and weirdness, but this gal sat down at my bar, ordered a drink. I made the drink for her, and I was like, hey, where are you headed today? And she was on the phone. I didn't realize because she had a headphone in. And she's like, oh my God, this guy just tried to talk to me. How rude. Ugh. As if I was like trying to hit on her.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm just bartending. I'm just trying to make pleasant conversation.
I mean, God forbid you do your job.
I thought it was hilarious.
All right. Well, that is a good stopping point for the main segment of episode 29, Will She, Won't He, What Do You Say, Joe? We'll be right back to talk Cheers, wrap up season 1, a 2-part episode. And anything else for the moment?
I mean, I think we've said it all.
Okay. Boom.
We're on.
And we're back with the segment of Cheers Talk. So here at Vegas Day Drinkers, we're coming to the end of...
Hey, look. Cheers Talk.
Yeah, Cheers Talk. We're coming to the end of season 1, where the penultimate relationship between Sam and Diane finally begins to transpire.
Wow.
Do you want me to read the quick summary?
I mean, why not? You're so good at it.
So just when things at Cheers seem to be moving along as usual, in walks Sam's younger brother, Derek. A guy who's basically Sam 2.0, but polished, charming, and annoyingly perfect at everything. He's handsome, successful, a world traveler, a pilot, and to top it all off, he even plays the piano like a dream. Naturally, everyone at the bar falls head over heels for him, including Diane. Sam, who already is battling his own feelings for Diane, suddenly finds himself in the ultimate sibling rivalry. Derek effortlessly sweeps Diane off her feet, taking her to the fancy dinners, whisking her away in a plane, and making Sam look like chopped liver in comparison. The bar regulars, never shy about commentary, pile on the laughs as Sam sulks and tries to keep up.
Poor Sam.
And then in part 2, Sam can't hide it anymore. He's jealous, frustrated, and maybe even a little heartbroken. Diane, caught between the safe, glamorous Derek and the complicated, rough around the edges Sam, has to figure out and who she really wants. Things come to a head with one of the Cheers classic heated exchanges between Sam and Diane, full of sharp barbs, pent-up passion, and the will they won't they spark the defiant show. By the end, it's clear sparks fly harder between Sam and Diane than they ever could have had with perfect Derek. Why is it memorable? Because it introduces the first real showdown in the iconic Sam-Diane saga. It showcases Ted Danson's hilarious insecurity versus Shelley Long's witty defiance. And it ends season 1 with a bang.
Well,
obviously, so much so he's all choked up.
Yeah, I'm all choked up about it. It was fun. It's a fun episode.
2 episodes.
I thought it was funny that we never actually see Derek. We only hear him.
Yeah.
Because the crowd is always all built up around him.
Right.
Which was hilarious. Did we ever meet Derek throughout the series?
I mean, I don't even know. This is refreshing for me. So if we have, I don't recall.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So,
but you got to think, like the Charles brothers and everything when they're putting this together, that there's probably some like vaudevillian kind of throwback to some of that, right?
Yeah.
Like kind of like the hacky. Yeah. Well, we would consider almost hacky now, but then in like 1983 was like, oh.
We've all been friends with that person that is like way more than you ever will be or could be.
Yeah.
You know, like my brother was like that with the ladies. He pulled the ladies like all day long, and I just kind of picked up the pieces.
Gotcha.
But so I guess my brother, I would have been the Sam, and he would have been the Derek. I liked it. It was a fun episode. You know, it was a lot of funny moments. You know, Coach speaking French or Spanish.
Sure.
Hilarious. He's the best part of that show to me. Like he's so funny.
When they were obviously having their tryst in the office, and as many people as they could pile up against the door as they can, which you knew. I mean, again, it's an easy one that you've seen in movies now for generations.
It's funny because in hindsight, Diane makes a terrible decision, and we know this. You know, in hindsight, it was funny because I think we talked about it at the bar the other day. Like I was like, oh, it hit a little hard, you know, after my relationship, you know, of 21 years ended. I was like, oh God, the signs were all there, but I didn't listen.
Jeez Louise.
And I was watching Sam and Diane do this thing, and I was like, don't do it, Sam. Don't do it, Diane. Just go be happy.
Yeah. No, but classic sitcom, and like it's funny because I'm sitting there watching it, and I chuckle.
It's very resonant.
I chuckle out loud a couple times, but then I realize, like, you know, that is 40 years old.
Yeah, 40 years old.
Yeah, and not dated, but just like some of the shots and stuff. I mean, because we've become so, not dare I say, complicated in filmography.
Hey man, I can still watch I Love Lucy from time to time. It's not like,
sure.
You know, like they're classic, they're timeless.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, I'm just sitting on the sofa on a late night where I can't fall asleep yet and just chuckling watching it.
I think you know, like It's Always Sunny is more resonant to today, you know, and everybody's dysfunction. So those characters are much more dysfunctional than those characters on Cheers.
Sure.
Cheers, you know, Cheers is just regular everyday Joes hanging out of the bar.
Well, but then again, you have to think too, like half the stuff Sam says to her in the office in these times.
I'm still waiting for Cliff and Norm to be sitting in their spots. I don't think that either one of them have discovered their spot yet.
They're still figuring that out. So, but again, timeless, enjoyable.
I did cringe. You know what I did cringe in the episode? Sam pours a beer for I think it was Norm, because Norm comes in. He's like, hey, he got me a job, and he's like, I'll take a beer, and he pours him a beer, and it's a freaking half glass of beer with no head.
Yeah.
And he hands it to him, and Norm just like, thanks, Sam.
Yeah.
And I was like, no bartender ever, or customer, whatever. You know, if I did that to a customer, they'd be like, where's the rest of my fucking beer?
That's what people would say is my purist mentality, and it's part of my problem. Which is a good stopping point for the Cheers segment, wrap up of season 1. We're going to be right back where we just kind of introduced Joe, which we forgot to do because of some of our recording incapabilities the other day.
Whatever.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, sounds good.
Thanks for watching TikTok. How's your Saturday? I could see some stuff. Okay, quick introduction. So we had the terrific opportunity midweek to interview Joe Maloney.
At the world famous McMullen's Irish Pub.
Yeah, we sat in the back and chatted with him. All things Las Vegas. He was a great kind of bookmark on a timepiece that we probably all kind of resonate and hope we have.
I love hearing those old stories about Vegas, and he brings some of them. And I wish that my time here in Vegas, I wish I would have had time to interview some of the people I've worked with over the years.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, like one of the first guys I ever worked with, adjacent to, he worked at another bar in the International, or now the Westgate. He took his first shift at the International. It was in Elvis's suite.
Okay.
That was his first shift.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
So Joe first came out here in 1969. He's going to talk about it, what you'll hear here shortly. First drank as a younger man at the Serene Room, and then decided that Vegas wasn't ready for him yet, that he needed to go back and get better. He was originally from Delaware and came back out here in the mid to late 70s, where he broke in at the Royal Inn Casino, I want to say it's called, over on Convention Center, which is no longer there.
Which was
Debbie Reynolds. It was the
place.
Greek Isle. It was a couple other things. It was it imploded in 2014.
And funny coincidence, like this is how small Vegas is. Our friend Brian lives in their old home.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go.
Which was also Sonny Liston's home. And that's where he was murdered.
Huh, fun. Well, feel good Saturday.
Fun facts.
But yeah, Joe worked at the Royal Inn Casino. He worked at the Riviera, and then he retired in 2019 at the MGM Grand. So it was a fun talk. It was a little bit of a long talk. So if you guys have a couple extra minutes on the treadmill or in the car in traffic, this is probably our longest episode yet. Just giving you fair warning. But as always, if you have any questions at vegasdaydrinker.com. Sip, socialize, shine. Like, comment, share. We're doing this.
Yeah, sounds good. 8:05.
Very elaborate. Okay.
That's what you get for making me day drink.
See you next episode. Thank you.
That's odd. That's odd. Is there treats at my door? Treats at my door. What's going on in the old TikTok? You're on.
Live on the TT for the first time. Vegas Day Drinkers, we've talked about this for a while. Darren's off camera today, but we both used to work at the pub, and a pub regular who we met years ago, Joe Maloney, who retired in 2019 from the casino business, we thought would be a great chat. So is this our second person that we've interviewed, DB?
Yeah.
So we, ladies and gentlemen, we present you Joe Maloney. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate this. This is it's been a long ride, and in the gaming business, and especially since the first time I came here, right out of high school, with 3 of my friends, we drove cross country from Wilmington, Delaware, straight through to Las Vegas, and spent 3 weeks here. Stayed at a friend of ours who came out of the military, worked at the test site, and he let us use his place for 3 weeks. And that was 1969. And I wasn't old enough really to get into the gaming business, which I fell in love with since I'd been here. And I had to go back east and came back again when I was 26. But on that first trip in 1969, the first bar that our buddy Michael took us to was the Serene Room. And that was down off of Maryland Parkway. And in 1969, it had about 4 pool tables. It had an open hearth type of grill in it. And for $1.50, you could pick out your own steak and you could grill it right there on the grill. For a couple bucks, we gave the waitress, and she grilled it for us. And that was just a great steak and a fun bar.
What was the cut?
Well, I'll tell you what, I can't remember.
Okay.
But it was either a T-bone, it wasn't a filet,
Okay.
but it's possible it could have been in New York. It was very good. For $1.50, it was very good. It wasn't the type of steak you get in a Denny's at that time for the meal where it's a 1/4 inch thick. It was a very, very good steak.
So before you packed the car and made that trip with your friends, where do you call home originally?
Wilmington, Delaware.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was Delaware is a great place. Nice state, friendly state.
So you came out here in 1969, you checked out the Serene Room, you enjoyed a $1.50 steak, and obviously as we go forward in this chat today, we're going to hear prices where modern times we'll just both shake our heads at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But do you know the Serene Room, if the bones of the building are still there or what it is now?
That I'm not sure. I know it closed probably, I'm thinking about 10 years ago. But it was there for a long time. It was there for a very long time. They had a good run there. It was a place where people would go and play pool. I believe they had at least 4 box tables, which are 3.5 by 7, and they had a very good business. And one day when I did come back to town, and I was in the casino business, after work I stopped over there, and I met Ed Kelly, who was working at the Hilton at the time, and he was a 1969 world champion 9-ball player. And he won the championship, I believe, right here in Las Vegas. And he had a nickname, they called him Champagne Eddie, I believe. And
Great name.
And yeah, it was a very, very good place. Always reasonable. Everything was very reasonable with the money that you made. Whether it was just if you were just breaking in and only making a few dollars a day in tips, you could still go out and have a good time. You know, it was fantastic. So
now, as that was 1969, and then you came out here as quote unquote an older man in your mid 20s in 77, 78.
Yeah, 1977.
Okay.
In November, I showed back up with a friend of mine. We drove my car so I could have a car here, and he flew back. And I went to dealing school, and they wanted to put me to work right before Christmas. I went to Frank Tody and Michael Gaughan's Las Vegas School of Dealing on Las Vegas Boulevard. And that was a very popular place to go. And they put you right to work. They put a lot of people to work right away. But I told them, I said, no, I want to go home. I'll be back. And I said, I think I need a little bit more live gaming experience, which they gave you. And I said, I'm going home for Christmas and New Year's, and I'll be back in January. And they, you know, shrugged and said, okay, you know, we'll see what we can do, if we'll have a job for you or not. And sure enough, I got back. I went back to the school, told them I need another hour or 2 on the tables. They said, you're fine, come on, we want to put you to work. And that's exactly what I did. In January, I went to work for the Royal Inn Casino on Convention Center Drive.
Which we were speaking
Paradise.
earlier, that was previous to the Royal Inn, then Debbie Reynolds, and I think before it was imploded, the Greek Isle. Is that
I
what we've
believe
agreed
so.
to?
I believe so.
And then when you said live gaming, does that you felt like you didn't have enough experience actually like dealing to
right with
real
the customers
persons? Okay.
and everything like that.
So you went home and practiced?
Oh yeah, practiced all the time. Practiced the pitch, practiced cutting chips. and everything like that. And it was very good. I mean, right there, they were a good training center, the Royal Inn Casino, because I got to learn how to deal roulette there. I got to learn how to deal mini baccarat there, and I didn't have to pay for it. And Jimmy Vaccaro used to watch over me dealing roulette, and he helped me out quite a bit. And as you know, he became a big sports bookmaker here in town, working for Michael Gaughan and a number of other resorts. Been on ESPN, and he just retired here recently, 50 years in the business, and finished out his working career with Michael Gaughan at the South Point.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you're back out here. So what was your favorite? Because you eventually went to being a pit boss, right?
Yes, I served a number of years. I dealt for about 10 years.
In your time dealing, what was the favorite game you liked to deal?
Oh, well, basically I was a blackjack dealer, but I did enjoy dealing craps. I went back to school once I opened up the Barbary Coast. I had went from the Royal Inn Casino to the Hacienda Hotel, and I worked there about 8 or 9 months, and then came back and went to work for Michael Gaughan and Frank Toti again at the Barbary Coast. And there I decided I wanted to learn dice because I had some knowledge of baccarat, roulette, and of course blackjack, which was my main game. So I paid, they gave me a discount, I paid, and I went back and I learned dice working at the crap table, which was a lot of fun, lot of fun.
Now, is this back in the day where it was table for the tokes?
No, not at the Barbary Coast, it wasn't.
Okay.
They put it all into a pot and divided it up. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they handed out the tokes in an envelope before the IRS came in and put restrictions on everything, and then it had to go into a paycheck. It was still envelope every day, which made the bar business on Graveyard outstanding, okay. Especially after swing shift, where the most action was and where the most dealers worked, and they just flooded the bars after Graveyard at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and probably did a steady business until 6 a.m. And it was a lot of fun, a lot of good times.
So, which is a good segue. So now you're out here full time in the late 70s. You're working at the Royal Inn. You eventually make it to the Hacienda, which is now, I believe, the space where Mandalay Bay is.
That's correct, yeah.
And now you're making full-time wage, living the life of Ryan in Las Vegas. You're going out to these bars at night. You've kind of referenced it already, talking about these places you're going to. You provided a litany of places that you did go to. You've already talked about first drinking as a younger man at the Serene Room. Right. Tell me about the Elbow Room.
Oh, the Elbow Room. Well, the Elbow Room, we went to the Elbow Room on the first trip in '69 also. And wow, the chicken wings. For the first time I tasted chicken wings that were outstanding. And of course they had a pool table there. I played pool in there and sat at the bar, and the drinks were, you know, everything was very reasonable at that time. And just couldn't get enough of those chicken wings. Well, when I came back to town in '77 and went to work in '78, boom, that was almost like one of the first places I headed to with the Elbow Room. It was still open.
10 cents a chicken wing at the time?
Oh, I'm not sure. They were cheap. They were very cheap. I don't know exactly.
I was doing a little
how much
background, so I raged on the this old school vintage Vegas page. I read 10 cents. I also read a quarter, which is obviously phenomenal compared to the times we're in. It's currently the space that's occupied by Barcode on East Flamingo. Now, reading some research, it was used to be owned by Joe and Sally. Did you know them?
No, I didn't know them.
But they also mentioned in some of the research I read, did you ever have the Polish sausage sandwich?
I probably did. I probably did, because I like to eat. I like to eat and I like to drink. And of course I run around quite a bit, so weight at that time was no issue. because I kept on the move. So, but anyway, it was a great place, and they had a plaque there, which was really cool. If you ate so many baskets of chicken wings, you get the name on an elbow plaque, and it was the wing of the chicken, and they put it on a plaque, and they set it up top of the bar, and they probably had 30 or 40 of those plaques up there with people's names on them.
Did you make it?
You know, no, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't make it. You had to eat quite a few, but anyway, one of the guys later in life that he opened up a bar. He kind of went with the same type of venue, to where if you made so many visits, I believe, to his bar down on Boulder Highway, they put a mug up on the bar on a rack, and they had your name on it. That I did get.
Okay.
That was Pete's place on Boulder Highway. It was across from the Showboat, the old Showboat Hotel.
Gotcha.
And that I did make.
Okay.
But getting back to the Elbow Room, it was just a great place and great wings. And a lot of the casino people that worked on, the shift that I worked, graveyard and swing shift, but mostly swing shift, went there after work quite a bit. And they did a very, very good business there.
Now, another place that you mentioned in your notes was what we now know as Ellis Island Casino, but originally had the Village Pub inside of it?
It was the Village Pub. There was no Ellis Island Casino. It was all the Village Pub. And it may not have been as big as Ellis Island is right now, but it was they had a very nice bar and very nice restaurant area. And spent a lot of time there. First started going there after working at the Barbary Coast, and going there after work. And at that time, I was drinking cognac, and the bartender's name was John, I believe, and he had me set up as soon as I walk in, and he poured a very good drink of cognac. So I enjoyed it there quite a bit. And a lot of us went from the Hacienda also when that was the second job. Now that I remember, we went there after work in graveyard, and went in there. So I was actually there before I was in the Barbary Coast.
Okay.
But a lot of time after the Barbary Coast.
Another great place for food late night?
Oh yeah. And their what do you call it, were very good. Their fish and chips were very good before McMullen's came to town.
Okay.
And a lot of the pit bosses and boxmen, at that time they had boxmen on the dice games, and the dealers on the dice games, when they were going table for table, they took care of these boxmen because the boxmen kind of maybe helped them out a little bit and oversee their game, and may have let them get away with a little bit. And they were in there to get a little envelope from the dealers. A lot of times, a lot of places around town, they met after work and picked up an envelope, the boxmen, because they didn't get paid as much as the floormen did.
Okay.
So it helped them out quite a bit.
Right.
It was a good time.
Now you're talking kind of about like envelopes, IRS envelopes.
Yeah.
You're in Vegas at the time where, when we do the podcast, we talk about, you see a lot of people said, it was a lot better when the mob ran it, and of course it's the mob versus the corporations, and you were kind of in that succinct time period, right, when they were out here. Did you ever interact with any of those fellows?
Well, in the casino, they came by, and whether whether they were or not, it was hard to tell. I learned at a young age to keep my nose clean and mind my own business. And that's what I tried to do in the casino business. But I had been out with a few people, and when I was out with them, I noticed one guy had a beautiful ring. And we went out, and it had like a gold piece in it and all. And I said, how do you get that? He said, well, you had to do something special in order to get a ring like this. I didn't connect it with anything.
Get a chicken wing at the elbow room.
Yeah. And, but when we went to this place, he said, you got to stay here. I got to go talk to this guy. And then, he went and he did his business. And that was in the Plush Horse, which was kind of like a nightclub on Sahara Avenue.
Okay.
And so anyway, just a couple instances with things like that. And I became friends with an older gentleman, and he's passed away for a long time, at the Riviera Hotel. And his brother was affiliated with a number of people, and he was, I believe, the first casino manager at the Riviera. His last name was Rosenberg. And Phil, a friend of mine, very nice man, they came out from Omaha, and he told me a story to where he showed Jackie Gone, which is Michael's father, around town when they first came out. And they were good friends. They got to be good friends. And they had some land together in Pahrump that Phil went in partners with him, and he did very well. Phil retired and had over $1 million. He told me when he retired. And nice man, kept to himself, and had a very good life. Enjoyed his golf, and had a great life at the Riviera.
Now, after the Riviera, sometimes you have another place of here of distinction, Billy's East on Flamingo.
Oh, Billy's East, yeah. We started going down there, and I may have started going down there, it's possible, when I was working at the Barbary Coast. And then on from there to the Riviera. And I went to Riviera in December of '81. And but Billy's was a good place after work. Was straight down Flamingo, and I believe the bar is still open, but it may be under a different name. And it's down there near Mountain Vista, around that area down there.
Okay.
On the north side of the street on Flamingo.
Now, wasn't Billy's West just over here?
Billy's West was on the west side, and I can't remember of ever gone in there, Billy's West, tell you the truth. But I did go to this Billy's East a lot of times, and met a good bartender down there, Danny, who we became pretty good friends with and used to go out running around. He was quite a few years older than me, maybe 5 or 6 years older than me at least, and he was from Rhode Island. And another bartender in there, and I can't remember his name right off the get-go, and there was a couple of sisters that worked in there. And they were great. They always treated me great. They had good chicken wings in there also. Not as good as the Elbow Room, but they were good, and good bar food in there. But it was a very good drinking establishment. And a lot of things at that time, what made it really good was you could sit at the bar and not have the machines in your face. And not that I have anything against the machines, I don't play the machines, but the machines put a different aspect on the bar business when it came in. All of a sudden, it became a valued thing for the bar. And I believe the people that leased the land and things like that, they seen this. And they knew that if you're going to own a bar, you got to have the machines in the bar in order to pay the rent, from what I understand. Now, when I first came to town, there was a bar that Michael took us over to called The Trap. And the guy won the money in a trap shoot with shooting shotguns in a trap shoot, and he bought a bar. And he had a couple of pool tables in the bar. Well, at that time, the pool tables only cost 25 cents to play a game. He made enough money off those pool tables to pay his rent every month,
Okay.
for the lease and stuff like that. And Yeah, so it was, quite a different time depending on the year.
Now, was this the Trap House at Jones in 95?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, that was the Trap House at Jones.
And you got a
in
free hot
95.
dog there? Is that there?
Oh yeah, when you walk in, they give you a free hot dog, and it's a beautiful. And sometimes, if you hang around enough, they give you a second one for free, no problem. They weren't out to make the money on the hot dogs.
Gotcha. So I think Billy's West, if I recall, is just around the corner here from McMullen's, which is where we're recording today. And thank you again, McMullen's family, for letting and allowing us to do this. Is now currently a couple different iterations, but now is currently Flow and Tide number whatever, but around the corner here on Decatur. And then you spoke of Trap House indirectly. Another place that's still around to this day is the Four Kegs.
Four Kegs, yes. Now, I don't know if the Four Kegs is still owned by the original owners or not. I haven't been there in quite a while, but a gang of us used to go in there. It was a good place to watch sports games, and their calzone was out of this world that they had there, and I think they're still noted for that. And it was very fair. The prices in there and all were very fair, and it was no problem. If you're there and you spend a couple bucks, they throw you a few free drinks, every once in a while. And of course, if you took care of them, they remember you. And that was the same way with a lot of bars in the towns that were in the casinos, because working at the Riviera, we would jump around and go to a couple different bars in the casinos. And if you knew the bartender and he's seen you before, you took care of him, he usually take very good care of you. And it was no problem for the casino to handle that, because at the time the drinks were very cheap anyway in the casinos at that time. It was before the corporation really started turning the screws on everybody.
Put their fingers in the pie.
Yeah.
A few other places you had mentioned in our notes were still around today in some form or function, which most of these are. The Tap House, which usually used to be the Blue Well,
Yeah.
Skinny Dugan's, and Frankie's Tiki Bar.
Right.
So Frankie's and Skinny's are kind of within reach of each other.
Yeah.
And you're not too far from the Tap House, which still has really good food, correct?
Oh, absolutely. They have a great menu. Jim Gerard and his partner John, I don't know his last name, but I had met him in there. We had been going in there when we worked at the Barbary. A good friend of mine, Jimmy Mastriani, and he was from Pittsburgh. And when it was the Blue Whale, Jimmy came in and he started, and at that time they had a pool table in there, and that lasted a few years. And he started changing the bar around and everything, and started bringing in good food and all. And he really made it and kept it good and going for all these years. And being in and drinking around town in all the bars that I drank in, to keep a bar business going for 30 years, they get a gold star because it's just commendable. Because so many bars go out of business and they all wind up being in a corporation bar like PT's or Joni's or a slot, basically a slot place, where they cater to your slots. And Jimmy Gerard did a great place for that. He went in and saved the Italian American Club on Eastern and Sahara Avenue because that was just running down to nothing. And him and another partner of his put in a few bucks and spruced the place up. And now they do a great business, and they've been doing a great business with a great menu in there for years.
And if our colleague Mailman, who's now retired from the bar business and moved back to Boston recently, can attest to, he says it's the best chicken parm in town. It's the Italian American Club.
Oh yeah, they have a lot of good things in there. I mean, it's just very reasonable prices. They have entertainment venue that they put out there. And yeah, you can't beat it. And it's got the old Vegas theme about it. You're in old Vegas when you walk into there. So it's
Now,
Really, a really good place.
when Darren was living on the east side there for a bit last year, a place that he liked to frequented was the Starboard Tack. But from the notes, there was also a port tack across the street?
Oh, no, not across the street. Starboard Tack was down behind Cashman Cadillac, I believe. And but the port tack was up on West Sahara Avenue.
Okay.
And it was past Valley View, I believe. And it sat up on a hill. And after it went out of business, they tried to turn it into a nightclub, and it didn't last. And they haven't had a good business there since, I don't believe. But we used to go, working at the Riviera, we used to go after work and go there and have a few drinks and have something to eat. They had very good food there, and very good restaurant.
Okay, yeah, because I've been to the Starboard Tack with him a couple times, and they've kind of taken on kind of a tiki bar theme too recently. And
Oh yeah?
I guess the food's pretty good. I've never really eaten over there. The east side is kind of the Amazon to me. I don't get over there too much.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know as definitely as you go just east of the Strip and those main thoroughfares like Sahara and Flamingo and Trop. I mean, even you didn't really say Casa de Amore, but Casa de Amore has been a place for some time too, correct?
That I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know where that is. I'm not familiar with that.
It's
part.
like over there at Trop and not quite Pecos now, but it's been around for a minute too. So,
Okay.
How about what was
Is it on the corner? Is it a corner place?
No, it's kind of in between two intersections.
Light colored building?
Brick.
Oh,
Brick.
no, don't know.
Yeah. Whole litany here. You were talking out in the restaurant side of McMullen's about Jubilation Night with Paul Anka.
Yeah.
Upstairs and downstairs was a classy joint.
Right.
Now, where was that at?
Yeah.
The casino, or was that a standalone building?
Oh no! It was a standalone building, and it was made just basically for the nightclub. And these nightclubs, that and the brewery, were two very good ones, very popular. Had nice runs with them, and but Paul Anka's was very classy, very well done, nice woods, nice mirror system. They had bands in there. They had music and DJs, and it would be going on two different floors, a bottom floor and a top floor, and easy accessibility to get up and down on each one. So, but yeah, very nice place. And then the brewery also, in the same general area, was a very hot spot, and had a nice run there, probably at least 5 or 6 years, maybe even longer. I'm not sure. And that was in the disco time, and they had a very good place, very nice place there.
Now, Barbary Coast is where Cromwell was,
Cromwell is there now, yeah.
and eventually, I guess, it's going to become the Vanderpump next year. Did you ever go to
know
the
that.
stage door behind it?
Stage door, I might have been in once or twice. Yeah,
Okay.
and I think they're working on the stage door or something. It's closed down now.
Yeah.
We just came by there the other night. We were out at Harrah's Piano Bar, and we came by there, and the driver told me that they're temporarily closed right now, and I think Batista's hole in the wall also. They're doing repairs,
Yeah, I think they won some money from Formula One. Because
Okay.
they severely suffered in that initial build out a few years
Okay,
ago.
yeah.
So I think the owner, and I can't think of his name currently, is taking some of that and reinvesting in the business with new roofing, air conditioning, and some flooring. So
That's good.
of
I
course-
hope they do get it, because they definitely deserve, the small businesses, they deserve to be around. They work hard for their money, harder than anybody else, and for them also. That's a gold star for Batista's and Stage Door to stay in business that long and keep it running right. It's just, it's good to see. It's good to see.
Have you been at Batista's?
I have just once.
So
That's
Mr.
a long time ago.
Mr. Batista's passed, but one of his gimmicks inside the restaurant is he has a fairly large, if probably not largest, collections of airport mini bottles displayed throughout the restaurant. Like there's multiple display cases of like his travels around the world where he's bought airport mini bars, like the little 50 milliliters of everything. So yeah, is it easy to go to the liquor store and get a bottle of Jack, a bottle of Grand Marnier, whatever, but all these like nuanced little bottles. It's kind of kitschy, but it's kind of Vegas fun, you know? So, you talked about adjacent to the Dunes, which is where Bellagio is now, the Leaning Tower of Pizza.
Oh, Leaning Tower Pizza, what a great place that was. I had been there before, and then had gotten married, and my son was born, my oldest boy was born in 1985. And after he was a few years old and could, keep himself still in a restaurant and everything, we would go in there. And he loved eating in there, and they were very welcoming. When I went in, there was always a guy sitting at the bar right there, and he'd say, "How you doing?" I said, "How you doing?" And we go in there and all, and the waiters, after a while, they started recognizing us, and we really had good meals in there. Great Italian food, great pizza, and all the waiters and staff in there were really, really good. And they said the mob owned it and everything. I'll tell you, it was a great place.
Yeah.
Great place.
Did you ever go to the old Venetian on Sahara there?
Sahara Avenue Venetian, yes.
Sahara
That's
Valley
where,
View-ish?
that's where, we went in there a number of times, and we had our retirement party for Phil Rosenberg when he retired from the Riviera. I put it together, and
that was the first casino manager?
They were no, that was his brother.
Oh, okay.
The first casino manager, gosh darn it, I can't remember his first name, but it was his brother. He was a little older than Phil. Now Phil was 90, I think, when he retired from the Riviera. 90 or 80.
Up there.
Upper 80s.
Okay.
He was the longest working employee I think the Riviera ever had, and they tried to get rid of him a couple of times, but he went upstairs to the CEO, and the guy said he stays as long as he wants, And it was a great party. The Venetian, they put on a good job. All the food that we had ordered and everything, they were very good with it. No problem getting it out. And we had karaoke. They set that up for us, and it was just a wonderful time and a good send-off for Phil. He really enjoyed it.
Well, we've talked many times in the bar before with you, wife Annie. Usually there's a few more libations. This is diet time, so we're kind of being appropriate. Kind of starting to wrap things up here. You retired in 2019. Where was your last casino job?
MGM Grand.
MGM Grand, okay. And how long were you with them
the new
for?
MGM Grand.
Okay. And you were with them
I was there for 15 years.
Okay.
Yeah. I was at the Riviera for 22. And the funny thing about the Riviera, funny story with that, when we first came here and when we drove out, we were only 18 years old. But three of us had beards, and my other buddy had like a Fu Manchu. And we had false IDs, but at that time, the false IDs didn't have any pictures on them. So we went around and we're thinking, we're going to get carded everywhere, this and that. No, oh my God, nobody carded us anywhere. Nobody carded us anywhere until we walked into the Riviera Hotel. We went into the Riviera Hotel, and that was a very classy place in '69. It was probably, if not the #1 place, it was right up there. With
even
the sands.
More so than Caesars? Or?
Oh yeah. Well, Caesars, I think, may have just gotten built a year or two before that.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly when Caesars was, but I know the International Hotel was brand new.
Okay.
The Landmark was brand new.
Okay.
And the first hotel we walked into was the International. And I thought there was going to be a door with a doorman there and carding everybody like a bars and stuff we went to back east. There was 9 doors. We walked into any one. I got hit with those chandeliers. My mouth just dropped. You could have took me off the floor. Anyway, we used to gamble in there every day, and nobody ever carded us, ever. Gave us drinks, everything we wanted. It was fun.
Now, when you came out here in '68,
69.
69, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Has gambling always been 21, or was it 18?
No, 21.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I had to go. That's why I wanted to stay and go to dealing school, but you had to be 21 to go to dealing school.
Okay.
So, but back to the Riviera. We walked in the Riviera one day, 3 buddies of mine, and my buddy Frankie gambled pretty good, and Michael gambled a little bit. Booch, he didn't gamble at all. But I sat down at a blackjack table, and up comes a security guard, big security guard and everything. Sat down, they asked for the ID. So we whipped the ID out. Okay, I don't even know if he looked at it. Okay, gave it back to us, and continued to play blackjack a couple of hands, but he never moved. He was right on my shoulder. I could feel his breath on the back of my neck. I said, come on, I got to get up. I got to get out of here. Let's go to another table. So we moved to another table. Here comes the security guard, right on the back of my neck, right? I said, what the F? I said, I don't think they want us here. Security guard just smiled, so we left. Well, wouldn't you know, once I came back, I got into business and I left the Barbary Coast and I went to work at the Riviera for 22 years.
Yeah.
And loved it, every minute of it.
Did you run on the security guard?
I didn't run into the security guard.
So as we start to finalize this, I appreciate the time. Darren appreciates it.
Sure.
As you reflect, we've talked about a lot of places today that Vegas was, Vegas is, Vegas shall be. What bar through the years have you appreciated the most?
Well, that's a hard one there. I mean, right now, of course, it's McMullen's, but wow, that's a tough one. The Elbow Room with those chicken wings were really good.
Okay.
Billy's East, I had a lot of good times down there. Met a lot of people in the casino business down there from the other hotels, and really had some good times down there. And just good people coming there from the casino business all the time. So I guess I say that's it. And Village Pub. I mean, had a lot of great times at Village Pub. Was very good with our dealer friends, when we gather over there and stuff. So it's hard to just pick one.
And as we kind of go through the current climate of Vegas, I guess reinventing itself again as a man that's been here just shy of 50 years from beginning his career here, what do you think that Las Vegas needs going forward to continue to be what it is internationally?
It's hard, but it's hard to go back to the old ways when the corporations have taken over so much here. I can remember one time, I think they had a law where one owner or one corporation couldn't have more than 3 or 5 casinos.
Okay.
And now everybody is buying it up, and they're doing it, the same way they're doing the bars outside with the corporations, and I'm not going to name names, but I mean, I even think they're embarrassed. They own so many bars that they're taking some of the bars where they used to take the name of the bar and change it to their corporation. They're leaving the name the same way. Just like the Irish bar, I think it's called Patrick's on Flamingo.
Oh, Sean Patrick's?
Sean Patrick's, yeah. They took that bar over and they left it Sean Patrick's. And now I think they took the American Pub over, and which is on Grand Canyon, and I think they left that American Pub because they're giving themselves too much exposure, and maybe they're trying to stop that and not get it so much. But they're hurting it because those people, you go in and try and have a drink, it costs you a fortune. But if you play machines, they're going to give it to you for free. So they're forcing you into gambling, which was, never meant to be.
Yeah.
Never meant to be, but that's the way it is. That's the way the business is.
So going back to those places that you've mentioned through the course of this chat today, was it a mix? Because it really didn't come in. The gaming taverns didn't really come into the early '80s, right? So you had several years where it was just per se regular bars, as most of the country knows.
Right?
Correct?
Yeah, regular bars and regular nightclubs. I mean, they used to, be a lot of fun to go out to and go to, and now that they put their way into these, into the casinos, they see how much money they can charge for a drink and get away with it. and then of course they put the valet parking charging for that and everything, and you know, eventually something negative is going to happen if it hasn't already started. To tell you the truth.
Did you have a good time today?
So I had a wonderful time.
I appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Sip, socialize, be more interesting, and shine.